Hey guys, Janine here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about weekly fridge prep and a keto grocery haul. Inventory of all the different foods I have in my fridge, the different leftovers I have and what's good, what needs to go, wipe down the counters and make my list. So then I open up my planner and these are meal planning sheets that I customized on Agendio. And I use these to plan out what I'm going to make every day this week, and then all of the ingredients that I'll need in order to make that. So this is what my meal planning sheet looks like once I fill it out. So up at the top, I usually write what I plan on eating for lunch every day. And so this week I'm gonna do chicken salads. So I am going to make a bunch of chicken, probably in the crock pot with some bone broth. So that's my little note to myself. I usually eat the same thing for lunch every day to keep my life simple. And then these are the dinners I have planned out. I'm gonna do coconut chicken tenders with tofu fries, lemon shrimp zoodles, some mini flatbreads, and Brussels sprouts. And the flatbreads are from Cauliflower Foods, by the way. Bunless burgers with pork rinds. Friday is usually leftovers because from here there's usually some leftovers. And this Friday we are actually going out to dinner. Saturdays, I usually don't prepare anything. I kind of eat what I have in the fridge, and then I have my cheat meal. So I don't actually make anything keto. And then Sunday is going to be pizza with cauliflower crusts. Down here is where I usually put all of the different things that I need to prep for. So I'm going to make a batch of ranch dressing. I'm going to chop up some parsley, shred cheese, and this week's treat will be my pecan snowballs. So once I figure all this out, then I write down all of the things I think that I'm going to need in order to accomplish these things. And I do all of this at my desk. And then once I'm done, I actually head over to the fridge and make sure that I don't have these things already. That way I don't overbuy and end up wasting. So I will go through this list and cross off some of the things I don't need. For example, it looks like I've got Brussels sprouts, I've got mushrooms, I've got enough veggies here, so I'm actually going to cross them off this list. So I'm actually able to cross off quite a few things. This is so cost effective. I know a lot of people will go to the grocery store and end up buying a lot of things they have, and then things get wasted. This way I really utilize all of the things in my fridge, and I have everything I need in order to make out my planned out dinners. So now that I have this list complete, I will go ahead and go over to Instacart and place my order. My order has been placed, so now I'm going to go ahead and get a workout in while I am waiting for my delivery, but I will show you my full haul when it arrives. It is ready. It's now looking pretty empty before my groceries arrive, but I am ready to continue with the prep as soon as my groceries get here from Instacart. So my grocery order has arrived, so the first thing I will do is take everything out of the bags. So I've got everything out of the bag, and the first thing I'll do is separate out the things that I need to prep before going into the fridge. So for example, I will separate my cheeses because my cheeses need to be shredded. So I don't put them away in blocks. I actually go ahead and shred them. And if you notice, my cheeses are RBST free. So I always opt for either like organic grass-fed or RBST free cheeses. Raspberries, which need to be washed and put in a container as well. Almond flour needs to be added to my almond flour bin. Some organic parsley here, and I will be running this through the food processor, so I will put that in this pile as well. Just needs to be put away, but I wanted to point out a few other things. This is the salami that I use. It has the best stats. A lot of times salamis will show sugars, and this particular salami does not have any sugar. This is the brand. I get it at Sprouts. This is the brand of pork rinds that I like to use most of the time. I also like 4505. You have to be careful with pork rinds. If you get the typical pork rinds that are like at the truck stop, they're going to be fried in hydrogenated fats. And hydrogenated fats are things that you want to avoid on the keto diet. These are actually fried in pork fat. So they're definitely a much cleaner option, and they have excellent stats. See, no sugar, no carbs. That is something that you want to look for. But of course, you always should look at the ingredients as well. As you can see, the pork fat there. They are fried in pork fat, no hydrogenated oils. Are the unsweetened coconut milk. This is what I use for my chia seed pudding. This needs to be refrigerated because before you can make the chia pudding, it has to be nice and firm. That is the trick to getting your pudding really creamy. So this will go in the fridge. I've got organic baby spinach. I typically get my proteins from Butcher Box, but my order is not coming in until Tuesday and I am out, so I did have to pick up some chicken. And I've got also here some organic string cheese. This is a great grab and go if you're in a pinch and you need a quick snack. That's why I always like to keep things like this in my fridge for those situations. Then we've got my favorite, one of my favorite treats, Lily's chocolate and salted almond. I will have this as a snack. I only have one keto sweet treat per day, and so if it's going to be the Lily's chocolate, I will only have about 1 to 3 rows maximum, so no more than half the bar in one day. Also, I wanted to point out pickles. Pickles are so underrated on keto. You need to have pickles because, for one, a whole pickle is only like 15 calories. And if you just want some crunch, oh, actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1/3 pickle, so 15 calories. If you want some crunch or to feel like you're eating something, a pickle is a good go-to, and you're going to also get a good amount of sodium from the pickle, so it's going to help with your electrolytes. So pickle is always a great go-to snack. And of course, some staples pretty much in every order is Kerrygold and cream cheese. And if you notice for the cream cheese, I also go with RBST-free cream cheese. I don't need any of those hormones, so that's it. Now I'm going to put this stuff away and prep the rest of my items. Kitchen, everything has a home, but one thing important to keep in mind, when you use containers like this to store things like almond flour, pour out the bottom before you pour the new stuff in, just to make sure that you are always using the oldest stuff first. Otherwise, if I keep adding to this week after week, I'm never going to get to the bottom here, and that could be an issue. These airtight containers from OXO that I got at the Container Store keep it really fresh as well because they are airtight. That's what this button is for. And this is where I store kind of all of my pantry goodies in different sizes of these containers. So see some of the other ones that I have here, all organized out and labeled. Some more that I also have, my Swerve Confectioner's coconut chips, all nicely sealed in airtight containers, keeps them fresh much longer. Time to shred the cheese. Now, for those of you who follow me, you know I talk about this all the time, but the reason why you want to shred your own cheese is to avoid the potato starch in the pre-shredded cheese. Potato starch is used so that the cheese doesn't stick. And so that is something that, you know, you don't want to have on the keto diet if you can avoid. So that is why I pre-shred all of my cheese rather than buying it already done for me. Consistency of cheese that you shred yourself is actually much better. It tastes better and melts better. And if you think that you have an issue with cheese, you might want to take a closer look. It may be the type of cheese and the quality of cheese that you are actually using. Try an RBST-free block of cheese that you shred yourself and see how your body reacts to it. I've got 3 different cheeses shred in here. I've got a mild cheddar, a sharp cheddar, and a mozzarella. I have parsley. I like to wash and cut my herbs ahead of time. That way I'm more likely to use them. Otherwise, I just don't end up using them. And in fact, I'm going to need this right away because I'm going to be doing a batch of ranch dressing, which requires some fresh parsley. So doesn't that look good? It smells amazing. There's nothing like the smell of fresh chopped herbs. Up are my raspberries. I've rinsed them. Now I will kind of pat them dry and place them into an airtight container. Ready to go, ready to enjoy. Total myth that you can't enjoy fruit on keto. So don't those look delicious? I'm just about done, so let me just go over what I have in here. These are the containers I use to kind of organize my fridge. I've got the pickles in here that I already had. This is actually a keto pancake batter that my husband made. But the cheese that I shredded is here. I keep my sliced cheese in this container. I whipped up a batch of this ranch dressing. It is absolutely delicious. I will link the recipe for this down below. These are the proteins that need to be cooked. This is like my ready to go protein. I always have a protein ready to go. This is still from this week, which was steak. Next week's ready to go protein will be chicken that's up here, and that I will just throw in the crock pot probably on Sunday. I've got all my veggies washed and ready to go here and here. You know, butter, cream cheese, salami, my cheese. Yeah, so this is a fully prepped fridge ready for a successful week. So there you have it, you guys. I basically do that every single week to keep myself organized and prepared to have a successful week. I don't leave the house for work, so my meal prep might be a little bit different than yours. If you are interested in like a traditional meal prep video and how I would go about doing that, comment below and let me know, and I will film that for you. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.